Welcome back to Range Anxiety TV, and hands up anyone who's seen the bumper sticker. I bought one before I knew Elon was crazy. It's a thing. So it's not often in auto world that the CEO of a car company makes their political views so well known. Not too many of them also own social media channels either, as Musk does X. However, before you say, I'm selling the car because he supports Trump, I hope you don't drive a Volkswagen. Think about the history of that for a moment. You know, you wouldn't know what anyone else thinks, but unfortunately for Elon and some of the people that he's offended, he's making his political views very clear, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense to a lot of people. Let's see if I can decode it for you. Here they are doing enough things. That's not actually Elon and Donald Trump, no. Let's wind the clock back to 2008. Down there, Obama was just getting into power. He's a Democrat. Musk waited 6 hours in line, might have been at his inauguration, to shake his hand. Musk was also a donator. I don't know of how much, but he made donations to the Democratic Party. He also was supporting Hillary in 2016 when she got defeated by Donald Trump. And yeah, he was very much leaning to the left. However, something changed. And a big change came in the Biden presidency because Musk refused to become a UAW, United Auto Workers Union, employer. He was anti-union, rather than union sort of pay deals that they do for their employees, which are crippling. Now, remember, I don't have a political view either way on any of this. I'm just making that clear, but it's crippling the American automakers, Ford, GM, Stellantis, with huge pay rises, 25-30% in some cases for production line workers. Bit much. Musk used to give his staff stock options. Now, in the day, back in 2014, 2012, 2015, around the time that they floated and just before, a lot of Tesla line workers, car assemblers, became what they call Teslaonaires. They became millionaires and were able to just give up their jobs due to their stock options and health benefits that they had. So it wasn't really such a bad thing that the union wasn't involved, and probably a good thing the union wasn't involved, because Musk does like to go around sacking everyone. So it could be a bit sticky, and often he pays the price for these harsh sort of actions. You know, look at him the wrong way, you're fired. Sounds a little bit like Trump too. Remember that show? You're fired. Okay. So it wasn't just that. It was because he went head-to-head with the UAW and the Democrats over employment and unionisation issues that they didn't even invite him in 2022. It was something at the White House about the electrification of the US auto industry. And that was where Biden famously made the comment, Mary Barra, the CEO of GM, Mary, you've done it. You've electrified the entire US auto industry. You led, and it matters. Now, at that stage, GM sold 234 electric vehicles that quarter to Tesla's 350,000. But she led, and that mattered. And of course, that got the ire of Musk. He got pushed into the background because he wasn't a union employer, and he got belittled. Now, there were some background meetings that went on about this, and between top-level Democrats and Tesla, and eventually they did mention him. Biden mentioned him in one of his speeches, but at that stage, the deal was done. And now Musk is a very social network-owning influencer and possible election swayer. Revenge is a dish best served sweet. But it's not that simple either, because in 2020 or 2018, I believe it was, when Musk was meeting with Trump, he described Trump in his biography as a consummate bullshit artist, and con man. So, yeah, that didn't sort of go down well either. And as Justin's about to show you, Trump released a statement saying that he could have Musk on his knees begging. Have him on his knees, and now Trump is saying that he has Musk's full-throated support. There certainly is some really interesting sort of mechanics to all of this. So why the hell would Musk get behind someone like Trump, who is anti-EV? I know a lot about cars. These cars don't go very far. Everyone tells me I know a lot about EVs. You can't charge them anywhere. To drive down the street, you'd have to stop for 6 hours, and you could do that in a gas car in 1 minute. Just ask me, I know everything about EVs. People tell me all the time I know everything about EVs. You know, it doesn't make any sense, does it? This is a guy that wants to fund the oil and gas industry, wants to make America great again by funding petrol and gas vehicle development. They say gas, we say petrol. It doesn't make sense. And of course, Ford and GM are right on board with that because they're losing so much money on every EV they sell. So what does this mean for Tesla? There are two ways you can look at it. For a start, a federal tax credit of $7,500. Trump has said he wants to look at removing that as soon as he gets into office. That means you get $7,500 back if you earn under, I think it's 150,000 US a year, and you buy an EV. Makes the cars darn cheap. You know, a Model 3 Performance at 53 grand there becomes 45,000. You know, it's cheap. Now he wants to remove that. That's going to kill Ford and GM putting any more money into electric vehicles. They're losing that much money already. They're not going to, they're going to lose more without that $7,500. Tesla is going to put them in a compromising position. But Musk says we don't need that $7,500 discount to survive. Now, with industry-leading margins, maybe they can absorb some of that themselves and keep the prices down. But what it does mean is that in 4 years' time or whenever it is that the Democrats get back in and they open the floodgate to Chinese imports, because yes, China will be taxed. I'm very good friends with China and they understand that they need to be tariffed. No, when they open the floodgates to China again, and China, BYD are setting up in Mexico, they're setting up all around the States, right? That Ford and GM are getting Stellantis are going to be basically screwed. They won't have anything to compete and they'll just be overrun and probably be shut down or bailed out sooner than otherwise would have been. So is this four-dimensional chess that Musk is playing by supporting Trump, or is he just batshit crazy? I think the test of that is going to be time. But these are only my thoughts. But to bet against him on this, there is some method. I'm not sure if what I'm saying is right, but there is some method in what he is doing. How it plays out, well, we're going to have to wait till November and then watch over the next few years. But everything is not what it seems, and it's not face value. So we'll just have to wait and see. And you know what? You couldn't ask for any better sort of real-time simulation to happen, and we're lucky to be around, I suppose, to see it. So thanks once more for listening to Range Anxiety. I often get my words wrong, but people tell me I know more about words than anybody knows about words.